Hello, beautiful ones of the Art of Facilitating Transformation Masterclass. I am super excited to have a third time to connect with you and share some very exciting things. This is both Q&A as well as prize winners. So we're going to have these two things interspersed in between just some chatting about facilitating transformation and also about the certification program that is starting in 2 weeks. Um, I have a special guest that I'm going to actually bring forward to talk with me a little bit because I'm fine talking by myself, but I also really adore having conversations with people. So I'm gonna bring Nicole Rose, Radiant Soul Nicole, who is my inspiration coordinator and has just been instrumental in the creation of the Transformational Journey Facilitator training. And she's also taken it and applied it to her business and life in so many different ways that I'm just like, impressed, and I'm not like surprised because it applies to every niche, but she has, and we'll talk more about this, used this elemental wisdom, all of this capacity, all of these facilitation skills when she's facilitating ecstatic dances, when she is offering ceremonies at like a music festival that she just put on for 500 people, in her like opening and closing workshops and ceremonies. She has also brought all of this into her work as a soul aligned business strategist, and she uses these creation templates and the facilitation techniques to help people access more of their business oversoul and then bring it to life, bring it down to earth using all of the elements. And sometimes I joke almost that, like, even though this program was gifted to me, like, it's just as much for Nicole because it's her jam. So I'll have Nicole on in a little bit here, but I want to get straight to the very first prize poll. You're probably wondering. You're just like waiting with bated breath. But I don't know what that means now that I'm saying it out loud. Bated breath. What is it baited with? Is it like what is it that we are baiting our breath with? Is it like putting some, I don't know, bait on your tongue and then like the smell of it is reeling someone in? I don't know what that means. If you know, please let me know. Otherwise, I'm gonna look it up after this because now that my brain has started thinking about it, I was like, what is the etymology of that saying? Okay. So we have a few different prizes that a lot of hype was about, and people were entering the contest to share. But I'll tell you what all of the prizes are. We have a self-study course called Beyond Manifestation. Actually, it's called Next Fucking Level Manifestation. And sometimes when I'm like, oh, I shouldn't swear here, I'll call it Beyond Manifestation, but you guys are fine with that. And that is my like connect to your highest self and bring forth what is actually for you as a channel and plant the seeds energetically and reprogram the beliefs that are in the way course. That is something that I created a few years ago in a group format and brought into a self-study because it's so potent and so powerful. So that is the third prize. We also have a second prize of a 1 year membership to the Abundant as Fuck Lightworker, which is the place where I probably spend the most time outside of my certifications or one-on-one mentorship, where I am sharing. There's Q&A, there's networking calls, there's live teachings, and also just all of my body of work that doesn't fit inside the certification about how to live in the frequency of abundance. It is money mindset. It is all of these different pieces that we require to have an abundant business. So it's a bonus inside my certifications because I'm like, well, what do my students need to have thriving businesses? Well, they need the practical tools to give to their clients, but they also need the money mindset. And it's not just money mindset, it's like the energetics, some of the strategy, the ability to plan, the ability to bring your vision down to earth, the ability to connect with your highest self, and the ability to be comfortable holding money. All of that is in there. And the 1 year membership is $444. And then we have the grand prize. And the grand prize is a Telegram day with me, which is, or we could use Voxer or something like that, a messaging app day with me, where you have the ability to basically get coaching from me about beingness or business stuff, where you can tap into my ability to connect with your highest self and bring through some things that are in your field as a psychic channel. And also, I can see the blocks. I can see the resistance. I can see the pieces that might be in the way. We work with beliefs, we work with mindset, and we work with strategy. So this is just such a fun package, valued at $555, that I am giving away as well. So with all that being said, I am going to share the first person who won the Beyond Manifestation prize, which is valued at 197, by the way. So she's not here right now, I don't think, unless I'm just on a different page right now, but I don't think you came into the Zoom room. Jonna Fanta, you get the next fucking level manifestation course. I'm so excited. I think you will freaking love it. Can I also just say, a lot of people entered, but really the people who won, because I do have all of the numbers divvied up because things were worth different points, they're just the ones who did the work. They pulled ahead of the crowd and they did the work and they showed up. So if you're waiting, if you're listening, if you kept doing, if you did everything, you probably won a prize, because there honestly weren't very many. There's a ton of people who got a point and then who just stopped playing. And let me tell you, in these kinds of contests, 99% of it is literally just showing up and doing the work. And that's almost like that's exactly how life works. 99% of it is just showing up for yourself and doing the work. So, congrats, Jonna. Thank you so much for playing. I'm going to take a break before we announce the other two prizes. So, there's a little bit of anticipation. And I'm actually going to bring you up, Nicole, to chat a little bit about everything here. And I'm going to add the spotlight. So, first off, thank you for always holding down the fort and supporting me in being able to bring my work out to the world. Nicole and I have had incredible experiences in meditation where we've realized for like a decade, that we are here to do this work together. And it's such a team effort. And I wouldn't be able to do half of what I do without you. So thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you for helping me get here to be able to do the work with you.
Yeah, and also it's been such a beautiful blessing to witness Nicole in her evolution. And we've been friends for like, I don't know, 12, 13, 14 years. And also we've worked together in many, many capacities. She's been my one-on-one client. We co-facilitated a retreat together, and there's going to be more of those. We have done a membership together. And then when I had the gift of what was called Creation Coach, but it's the Transformational Journey Facilitator certification now, gifted to me by my mentor, Lisa Michaels, I was like, this is so big. I can't do this by myself. And I asked Nicole if she would come on board to help me get this program ready about 4 years ago now. And she said yes. And I realized that she was very good at all of this stuff, and she could fill in so many of the missing pieces in my business. And so we've been working together ever since. She's done so much of my design work, funnel work, just, yeah, keeping my head on straight, all of that.
Yes, taking my Virgo, Mars, and Venus, all the little detail-oriented pieces, and helping that all like land and be able to take that small, detailed, step-by-step action that you're so good at being the visionary and having the ideas of how to do it. But I'm really the helpful person for integrating the little step-by-step actions.
Absolutely. And if it sounds like she's someone you need to have in your corner, she is a soul aligned business strategist under her own brand as well. And so you can connect with her if you are looking to take your business to the next level with design work or funnels or the systems and the strategies, like reach out. She also understands spiritual business. So if you are a healer, a psychic, a light worker, you know how hard it can be to find someone who can both do the tech but also speak your language and actually pull through the frequencies of your business. Like, Nicole's your gal. And she
Mhm.
has Well, her and I have known each other for so much longer, but I've asked her to like do a design, and I've been like, it's kind of got this. And she's like, okay, got it, and like created it.
Like, I went and worked on it. I'm like, I got the download. Is it this? You're like, yes. That was magical.
It was so magical. And I'm not guaranteeing if you just hire her, she'll be able to do that. It's easier if you have like a soul tie and you've known each other for a decade and et cetera, et cetera. And but it's so fun. Jonna, you just popped in. You must have heard our psychic telepathy calling you. I had said your name because you did win the next fucking level manifestation prize. So, congratulations. It's a self study program that I will send out to you that I think you will adore. It's so much fun. So, congrats. I'm glad you made it here. So, before we pull the next prize, let us chat just a little bit about the transformational journey facilitator training, Nicole. Um, just from the perspective of someone who has gone through both as a student and then you also trained to become a facilitator for me to be able to step in if I'm sick, et cetera, or just to call her the head coach of my program. Um, what are your thoughts on it that I haven't mentioned yet? And I realize on day two, I didn't actually speak into it as much as I should have. So let's chat a little bit more about what it is from your perspective and what you got out of it that you've brought into so many different things in your business.
Hmm. So when you first came to me and you're like, I'm have this training to, Lisa gifted me this coaching certification and transformational journey facilitator certification. And you explained that it works with the unified field and the elements and everything. And I was like, oh, that's cool. But I really did not understand what it was and how like there is a weight and a gravity to working with this. And like it is the secrets to creation in this realm. And I always say that you have helped me bridge all of the pieces that I picked up in my spiritual and personal development journey, and you like helped it come bridge it all together, like you connected the dots for me. And it was something that I like it, there's just so much to it that I couldn't fully get obviously without taking the training. But it's helped my life become easier in every way, not just in like not just applying it to coaching people and applying it to facilitating, which I can do. And people have told me, like people that I've known for like a decade, they've witnessed my evolution and they've come to a few of my ecstatic dances over the summer as an example. And they were just like, they literally said to me, like, your ability to take people on a transformational journey is just wild. And I'm like, well, thank you. I happen to be involved with something called the Transformational Journey Facilitator Certification. And I do know how to bring people on a journey, whether it's one-on-one or through my dances or in their business or whatever. Um, it's such a, yeah, I can apply it to every aspect of my life. And I first had to apply it to my life to be able to learn how to build a solid foundation for myself, getting myself, which we've talked about on the podcast before and other places. So if you want to know more about my story, go listen to our podcast episode together. But get myself out of the concussion and back to a baseline and then be able to build my life and start to build a business. Is like there was a lot of like I feel like if this is baseline, it was like way down under here and I had to do so much work, and I applied all the principles of working with all of the elements to be able to get myself back up to baseline. And now after I've built this really solid foundation, learning to work with my mind, my body, my energy, my heart, and my soul, and to work with it all, not in just those spaces, but within the unified field, sorry, not individually, but as the unified field of creation. I've been able to now create a business that is alchemizing all of my skills, which I've developed from working with you, from growing my own business, from having 20 years of experience in marketing and communications. And like 5 years ago, if you told me that I would have my own business and that I would be leading, like co-creating a 500-person music festival and like doing all the things I'm doing now, I would have like been like, you're fucking crazy, man. There's no way I could do all of that. But working with all of these energies has been so magical in a way that I can't fully articulate other, even though I'm saying all these words. It's really such an initiation. There's so many activations, and learning to work with each of the elements is so magical. I just want to share, like, one of my clients who is a my one-on-one clients that I've done more personal coaching in, who is has their master's in like psychology, and she's a psychiatric nurse. I helped her work with, water in the emotional realm. And she is like, what? This is blowing my mind. I'm like, you have studied so much. How do you not like know this? Not in a judgmental way, but to me, everything's so connected and we can't have one without the other. And like helped her create massive shifts in her life just with inviting water to like move through her and get the activations for herself. So it's coaching, and it's embodiment, and it's trauma informed training, and it's something that you can apply literally. Like, I remember the moment I had the realization, I'm like, oh, I could apply this to business coaching. What? Like, I didn't even think about that. Literally, it can be applied to everything. It's so magical. And I really rambled a little bit. I don't know if I answered your question. I probably did in multiple ways.
I get that excited about the elements too, and it's so funny because it does need to be experienced in order to be understood. But people who took day two of the workshop had a taste, a small taste of that embodied experience. But learning the skills that I have taught you that were both given to me and that also I've shared, because this program is a synthesis of what I was initiated into with the mystery school with Lisa, as well as my lifetimes of experience, my trainings with all kinds of masters and business education. And I've got about $200,000 worth of education in my belt for coaching and courses, and about 20 years of group and one-on-one facilitation. So it's an alchemy of everything, but it's so potent. You can't even talk about it without sounding like it's too good to be true. This is like, and nothing does everything like this. Nothing can make your life better in every way. No, this does, and it's for you first. And we make you learn it for you first, so that you have the foundation, so you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you're aligned with your truth, your vision, your mission, your highest self, and then you can go and create whatever it is. And it really is the gift that keeps on giving. I was initiated in with this stuff about 15 years ago. And then first I created my company called Dancing into Being Movement Arts and Healing, that was all group facilitation almost, with a little bit of other, like I did a little bit of coaching, a little bit of energy healing, lot of workshops, retreats, dance things that all came from this training, plus a few alchemized bits from other places and spaces. It's the perfect and also. But then it also helped me build my coaching business, which has grown to having an international audience, international clients from all over the world, making multiple six figures, and just so many things. And I know that it was learning how to work with the elements, and specifically water was the lesson I needed the most, to balance it all and make me know that I could do anything, because I knew how to create it, and I knew how to get rid of the doubts, I knew how to get rid of the fears, I knew how to align with the divine and then take the action steps, and it put it all together in a magical package. And I'm just so grateful that I have this knowledge, that I'm able to transfer this knowledge to people like you, who then go out and ripple it out to people who have not been exposed to this stuff, right? Like therapists. I've had 4 or 5 social workers, therapists, psychologists in my personal coaching who have come to me for this magic, and they're like, wow, this is amazing. It's the same thing. It's not the cut and dry pieces that often come through other channels. So, yeah, so much we can gush about, but I want to get into some of the nitty-gritties about what we learn and all of that. But let's get another. I'm just going to keep you up here, Nicole. Let's pull another prize winner here. And I'm so excited to do this. I love giving things away. And we're talking about the 1 year membership into the Abundant AF Lightworker, which, by the way, is my membership. That's $44 a month, or $444 for the year. It is the price is going to be going up because I've been getting a lot of messages lately that the value is too crazy. So you're going to want to join before the price goes up if you did not win this. And if you come into the Transformational Journey Facilitator program, It is included as a bonus for 1 year with your certification. And the winner of this one is Christy Holt. So congratulations, Christy. This is amazing. Christy was part of a mastermind where she got it as a bonus, but that expired a couple months ago, and I just hadn't gotten around to kicking her out or making her pay. So this is perfect. You get to keep staying in here for the next year with us, Christy, which is so exciting. And yeah, I'm so excited about that. And I love being able to give things away. And the reason I'm saying this twice is that you made a post about how your spiritual business should be abundant and it's your like your birthright. You need to be in overflow so you can give from that place, and you're not supposed to be broke and in survival mode. Like if that's where you are, there's something that needs to shift. It's not normal. It's not where you're supposed to be. It's not how business is needing to be, right? There is more available. And someone was like, I agree in theory, but in practice, I can't imagine keeping people from healing, like gatekeeping from them. And so I can't charge prices that, keep people from accessing healing. And I was like, she's like, I can't resolve that. I can't resolve the abundance piece and the making an impact piece. And I was like, there's nothing to resolve. Your overflow is what you can give from, right? Because I make enough money in my business, I get to give away a hell of a lot more than I could if I was struggling and I couldn't keep my lights on and I couldn't pay my bills. Not only can I pay, Nicole fairly and she gets to support her family and do all of that and add all of that, although I can't wait to pay you even more. You're worth way more than what I am currently paying you. Um, but I give away tons of free content, from free master classes to my free frequency upgrade academy to podcasts to like hours and hours and hours and hours of free content, not just to promote myself, but for people who can't currently join my programs. But I'm only able to do that because I'm abundantly provided for by the services that I do charge for, right? And I like to keep things very accessible. Certain things are not, like my private coaching, but like the abundance piece is so important. We cannot continue to give without really running out of energy if we don't have the money. So these pieces that we weave in, the abundance stuff, the financial prosperity, the scalable programs and systems and structures are so key so that you don't get stuck in feeling like you have to give and give and give, but you're not getting enough back, right? Like it's so important. So abundance for all light workers is what I am all about. And Gaia, who we also work with deeply in the Transformational Journey Facilitator program, is basically saying the same thing. She is the one that told me, she's like, I have your back in helping these entrepreneurs make more money because their abundance is what helps impact the world more than anything else. So I know you've made more money since taking this certification program because you've learned how to build things out. Um, but besides making money, let's talk a little bit about what you can do with the tools that you learn in there. So, do you want to share a few things that you've done, like the group workshops, retreats, and one-on-one coaching?
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, I've done all the things. I'm a multi-passionate.
That's like, might as well come and we'll chat about this so people don't have to just listen to me.
Yeah, yeah. So it's given me the competence and confidence to offer. I started out during the training. I think my first workshop was called Living in Alignment with the Elements, and I did an online Zoom thing where we did a little bit of dancing. We connected with each of the elements and did some journaling. And these are like all my freaking favorite things. So like this program really was so perfect and designed for me. However, you don't have to talk about the elements explicitly. You can not do that at all. You don't have to do dancing. That's what I love to do. So yeah, that was one of the first things I did. And then I've also done full series of ecstatic dance in person and also online using the uh, tools that we have through the conscious dance bonus part, as well as my own. I already had an ecstatic dance facilitator certification, but this just really helped me round it out even more. And then I also use movement in my one-on-one coaching sometimes. Sometimes people show up just like we did in the masterclass. Sometimes people show up and they're feeling like life has happened before they got on the call, and they're angry or upset or whatever's happening. So sometimes we dance and shake, sometimes we like go deeper into a meditation. Um, Sometimes we just do some, quick nervous system regulation things like looking to the side and bringing all those somatic tools in. And I've offered, yeah, what else have I offered? Day retreats. We've done day retreats into, I've been like feeling the strongest call to be doing another day retreat for Solway. And I'm like, well, that's not really possible because that's like right now, um, like the next week. So, but I did do that a couple years ago and we did ecstatic dance and we did a whole, like a whole pulling. I have this actually happen to have this here. We got to pull a message from all of the elements and weave them together. And no matter how many times I do those for myself and bring them to groups, they're always so powerful and so potent. And that's what you're sharing with everybody in the group right now. If you're pulling your daily card messages from each element, there's so many different ways to do this, from like a little micro offering, a one-time workshop, all the way out to like an extended 8-week thing or a 6-month coaching package or more with like one-on-one clients or masterminds. Um, yeah, and I applied not so much the template of the elements with my music festival that I just ran in September, but what I did do was connect with each of the elements to like, what do you need, base camp, to be able to feel better, to thrive, and listen to that, and was able to bring each of the elements through. And we had I would say, a very successful festival overall for the pieces that I was responsible for.
Yeah. When I say you can apply the templates, structures, systems, and elements to any niche in one-on-one or group experiences, like I really mean it. So thank you so much, Nicole, for illustrating that. Other things that people have done is, yeah, weave them into coaching packages or weave them into courses, into single day workshops, into 1 hour workshops. It's really endless what you can do, but people usually already have a background of something that they're interested in, other experience. So I've seen people weave it in with their modalities, their tools, weave it in with Reiki, ecstatic dance, with their energy medicine, with working with teenagers. I have one student who has created these workshops for teens, and the teenage girls mostly adore it. She's doing self love and self empowerment, but bringing in these intuitive pieces so that they can have the whole template of creation. Can you imagine having this kind of access to how creation works as a teen? And they eat it up. She's been so successful with those. There are people that are just pulling it in so many different ways. I have taught every workshop, class, retreat, everything that I've ever done with this template in the background. And by template in the background, I mean, again, I'm not always like, let's talk to Earth. No, sometimes I'm teaching people how to activate their light language. Sometimes I'm teaching people how to channel. Sometimes I'm teaching people how to build a business, or I'm coaching them in like a realm about like with their kids. But that template that I have now infused into my beingness, my consciousness, is always going, okay, what do we need on the physical level? What do we need for the mind? What does the heart require? How can we make sure this is connected with our essence? And how can we make sure the action steps are taken, right? You clear each realm and you direct whatever next piece needs to come in. And that means whatever they're doing, they have the fullness and the wholeness of the divine unified field plan so that they're not leaving a piece behind. Because if you leave one piece of the 5 behind or more, it's not going to work. They will get stuck. So this is like the anti-stuckness piece where people can actually take where they want to go and have the pieces that they need to get there. And we get to help with that. And it's just so much freaking fun. So I am gonna chat a little bit with Nicole about like pieces that are delivered in the program, and also open it up to Q&A. But we do have another prize to give away today, and this is the really fun one. Should we should we say now, or should we keep them in suspense? It's up to you, Nicole.
Now, let's do it now.
Okay. I knew you'd say that because your Libra fairness would not want to keep someone hanging.
And my generatorness and human design was like, excitement, let's be excited.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. So, okay, this is so, so, so exciting because there was a tie for the top spot with 12 points that were collected by two people. And here's the thing, I didn't want to do a tiebreaker. I said, you know what? Two people put in the exact same amount of work. I am giving away, because I have the power to do this, two of the grand prizes, which is that Telegram coaching day with me, valued at 555. So I am just wanting to illustrate to you that if you're watching this and you just like didn't do it, maybe it wasn't aligned for you. Maybe it wasn't the right thing, but if you said you were going to do it and then you didn't, just take a moment and be like, ah, this is evidence that I should have kept showing up for myself because I could have won a really cool prize. Not to judge yourself, but to inspire you for next time. Someone's running a contest, be like, all I need to do to have a good chance of winning is to literally enter, to literally show up. I've won lots of prizes that way. So we have Lisa Graham and Nicole Cassia, who have the Telegram prize pack. Congrats. Yay. So exciting. And I will reach out to both of you to give you the details and we can book that in. It's one of my favorite days because I get to chat and have breakthroughs and celebrations and perspective shifts and wins. And if anybody's watching and they're like, I really need to do this with you, you can buy one. Just contact me if you want to get in on a Telegram day as well. It's so fun with voice and text messaging. It can fit into your day. It's not like all day, by the way. If you've never had a package like this, you don't have to like put away 8 hours. We just pick a day where there's only a few things on the schedule and we talk in between our life. It's so fun, especially if you're a mom, especially if you're a business owner. Um, it's such a great way to connect and get some coaching and perspective shifts. So, yay! That's also something you can build into your business. If you are an energy healer or a psychic who's doing single sessions with people, that's who we were calling in for this program. So that's probably you. And you're maybe just scratching the surface of bringing people through a transformational journey. Coaching is the thing that makes your healing and your psychic stuff be so co-creative. When you have the skill, I literally will die on this hill. Every healer and every psychic should also learn how to coach people so they can take the things that you are giving them and know how to implement them. Know how to do the identity shift pieces, the belief shifting pieces, the physical action steps, the integration pieces that are so often missing. When you just get a psychic reading, there's nothing wrong with it's not just a psychic reading, but there's no implementation. If you help somebody heal and you do healing work on them, they can reinstall the bad habits or the entity or whatever you have cleared from them and healed from them if they don't integrate the new beliefs, the new identity, the new feelings, and the action steps to be the new version of themselves who doesn't have those old things. That's why coaching is like an essential part of it. And you can weave it into everything. You can do VIP days with people. You can do Telegram or Voxer coaching days with people. You can just up level your services and it can be so much fun. So much fun. And I know, Nicole, you started where I was at too, where you started with like just doing like Reiki for people and things like that and having that kind of single sessions. And now with coaching, do you feel the shift of the impact that you can make?
Hmm. Yes, absolutely. Like such a big shift. Reiki and like no shade to any like single modality or anything. It's all lovely and helpful, and it feels more like a band-aid kind of situation. I always feel good after energy work, and then it lasts for a day or two, maybe, and that's it. And yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, but coaching is really what will help people really be able to change their whole freaking life. And that is what people want. And I keep bringing up to Casey, I'm like, it's so cool that we're at where we're at right now in the consciousness of humanity. And like, so yeah, I've been I haven't always been awakened, but I hate saying that because it sounds judgy and I don't mean it like that at all. But I was not awake before 2010. I was like a NPC, not knowing what was going on beyond what I could see in the world. And now it's been so cool to see the evolution of humanity and consciousness and just the deeper level of consciousness people are uh, and level conversations people are able to have now. People have done a lot of work. We've done a lot of the clearing and a lot of the healing. And we're at this like new space and new time where we can go so much deeper and people are wanting more. They're wanting deep transformation. And that's just where we are. Hi, there's a little getting distracted by the little child coming to say hi that you wouldn't be able to see if you're watching the replay. Anyways, so yeah, we are going on a new level of depth and having what we can take people on in this transformational journey is just really what people are going to be looking for even more already than they already are. Like there's just so much potential to help elevate the whole freaking like level of
Paradigm.
consciousness on the planet.
Yeah, exactly. So this is the journey that most people take. I think that almost all of us take is that we get a couple single session modalities that we can do, or maybe you've learned how to do series and you hope someone's going to rebook with you, but you are putting this band-aid on because the journey is the important part. The reason you got the results you did is because you went on a healing journey, an activation journey, a creation journey. You learned the modalities. It was through the learning them and the applying them to your life and the going on that journey to become a teacher of it or a facilitator of it that gave you what you needed. And so when you become a facilitator of transformation, you don't have to teach people the modality for them to get the results. You have these tools where they can get just as fabulous results without having to learn how to be a facilitator because you're coaching them through it. You're bringing them through the embodied experience. And that's what we teach. We teach it so you can elevate your one on one work and create these journeys, whether it's in a VIP day or it's in a coaching series or package sessions. And like I said, and also, I still do energy work in my coaching. I still do all kinds of cool activations. Sometimes I do dance things in it, right? It also works for group events, for courses, for all of this magic. And when you're a licensed practitioner, you can weave in so much that will let people actually get the kinds of results we're talking about, where they no longer have the band aid, but they have examined all of those things that need to be extracted and released, but they also have put in place the new identity, the new embodiment, the new action steps, because that's also what is missing in a lot of, say, like energy work, like clear attachments, clear entities, clear beliefs. Even if you don't have somebody also put in the new, then the void that's inside them, the space, will fill up with whatever they are familiar with. And if we want to really take people into the new paradigm, new experiences of abundance, health, intuitive development, all of that, then we need to be able to help them integrate and implement this work, which is what the Transformational Journey Facilitator certification does. So
Mhm.
we will maybe chat a teeny bit about the how, because a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, I just don't have time. I just don't have time. What would you say to that, Nicole?
Um, well, for me personally, I loved doing the homework, so it was fun. um, and but really on the bigger level, like if you were looking for a certification in your life, if you're looking for your own transformational journey and you want to really be able to I'm gonna guess like move beyond just playing small because we'll have to start from our small place by taking a certification and starting one step at a time. But if you're looking to really have the ability and like the grounds to expand what you're doing and create a bigger business and a full abundant life for yourself, this is such a perfect way to do it because it will give you skills and yeah, skills that are going to be used for the rest of your life, not just what you're applying to coaching, but it will really help you expand your capacity to be able to do more, which is like I was talking about 5 years ago versus now, my capacity is massively expanded, and I can do so much more because of learning how to work with this. So the time, while it may, if life is full, I get that. And also, like the the you're going to be able to create time and expand your capacity when you learn how to do all of this stuff, and that is such a valuable gift. If you don't do that for yourself, it's going to be, it's just going to take so much longer to get where you know that you want to go.
Hmm. So realistically, it's putting in about 90 minutes a week, right? At the minimum, maybe 2 hours if you're including doing the journaling or the homework to the degree that Nicole would. I'm the kind of person who I like, got a message, okay, wrote it down, point form, great, but she'll go for half an hour. So like you'll be somewhere in between the two of us with that. There's not that much homework. There is basically showing up to the classes and then afterwards the practicum. In the middle, we have a few skill labs for you to practice. So if you have, let's say, 2 hours a week, 8 hours a month, that would fit for you. And because of that capacity to learn how to work with time, how to expand your capacity, how to work with divine and organic timing, but all of these other pieces, you will get more done in the rest of your life so much more quickly and more efficiently. Like it literally is the magic wand for creation. Plus, inside the Abundant as Fuck membership, which is a bonus, and all of the bonuses are not included in that time because they're you can take them or leave them. I actually have teachings like creating time. Like, how do you create more time for yourself? I can show you how to in a very
Mhm.
magical but also very practical way. Yeah. Yeah, so it's about 7 months, like we said, about 6.5 months. We have skills labs where you actually get to practice what it is that you've learned. You have the opportunity to ask questions. The course itself is going to be on Wednesdays, and we alternate between noon Mountain Time and 6 p.m. because we often have a global group and our Aussies can't be at the noon one, so we switch it up. But the replays are just as potent and powerful. You do not need to be there live. I have the magic of being able to work through space time to feel your energy and work together. So the replays are never a concern. So don't worry if you cannot show up live, but then it would be your responsibility to put them in your calendar and just do them. Basically, if you show up, if you are in it, then you will be activated to the next level of your soul embodiment. You'll get aligned with your true design and you'll get really clear on your vision, and then you'll get all the tools you need to put it into action. So,
Mhm. Yeah, and you could
and
even listen to the replays or watch live while you're like doing the dishes or driving, and like there's activation parts where those parts we don't recommend you drive and listen to. But for the majority of the calls, you can, make it work with your life. You don't actually just sit down at the computer and um, do that if that doesn't work for you.
mhm. And pricing wise, it is 333 USD per month for 7 months, or there is a pay in full discount. If you pay in full, you basically pay 6 months worth, which is 1997. And can I tell you how much more I've paid for so much less? I've paid for programs that have so much less in them that I paid like over triple, like $15,000. And like what we deliver in this has so much more, especially considering it can help you expand your income to six figures and beyond. I'm not going to make any income promises because I can't tell you, how much you're going to work, but implementing one to many, right? Where you're doing workshops with people or courses, implementing the coaching, you can charge ethically so much more so you can make at least half of the money back just through doing your practicum, if not more. I think the calculation is like it depends on what you charge people. There is a minimum amount you could charge people for your practicum, but like you make most of your money back just by completing the course. And then the sky's not even the limit. It's like I've made again with the things that I have done, like probably $500,000 over the last years as an entrepreneur, um, that I've reinvested into my own courses and coaching because I'm obsessed with education. So I don't have much to show for it. I don't have luxury cars. I don't have that stuff. I have my 20-year-old car because I'm like, oh, what else can I learn? And I'm obsessed. But we all have our priorities. So there is, yeah, the investment piece of it. There is the time piece of it. There is what you're going to get out of it. And really just your soul is the part that's going to tell you, right? Is this right for you? If you have any questions, drop them in the chat if you're here live. And if you are watching on the replay, just reach out to me either by hitting reply to an email. I read the emails myself, um, or connect with me on social media if you're like, I don't know if this is the thing. If you know that I am the person that you are here to learn from, and you're just not sure if this is the right format for you, just reach out and we can talk about what the alternatives are. If maybe one-on-one coaching is where you should be instead of in a certification. Um, but basically, I'm here to help the helpers expand into their next level of literal magical embodiment, joy, radiance, but also making ripples. Like that is what the certification is for. I love working with people personally in one-on-one coaching and masterminds and on their energy and on their magic and on their happiness and health and all of that. But in the certifications, I'm like, let me give you practical how-to magical tools that will make ripples throughout the entire world, because the people that you impact are going to impact other people, and it just keeps rippling out into more and more and more magic. So yeah, let me know if you have questions. Nicole, is there anything that you want to share that we have not brought up about the certification that again is
Hmm.
starting on November 6th?
Yeah. Just want to share the vibes, I guess, is like when we were in the masterclass last week and you were like teaching us about the elements. I was just feeling so like at home. I loved those classes so much when I took it. I think I went through 2 rounds of it, at least, but also more. And it's just so magical to be in the classes and the energy of the elements and the energy that you bring through, and also the excitement for me of learning how like this, there's so much depth to it, I guess. And while I say that, it's not, it never felt for me heavy or like it was too much, but there's so much depth that comes because you're literally learning the template for creation, how everything works in creation. I loved working with like the astrology. We got to really dive in and understand our own astrology, our life purpose creation team, what we're here individually as fractals of soul essence here to create. And we got to work with yeah, the wheel of the year and learning how to create with through the wheel of the year. And that's just, it's helping me, it helped me so much, have reasonable expectations of myself, understand why sometimes we're growing periods in the spring and other times we're like where we're at right now here in the Northern Hemisphere, it's the letting go and the death and the rebirth cycles and working to harness that energy. And yeah, what else did we get to? And then also like the practical, like actually how to coach, how to guide people through the journey. These step-by-step templates that you give are so helpful of like calling in sacred space and like so many beautiful handouts that I got to create before I even took the program. But we got to do all the rebranding and there's so many templates and resources available that are physical handouts that you can use within your sessions or retreats or workshops, but also things that are super helpful as well, like the different pieces of the Canva branding templates and all the different things that we basically give you all these different pieces and resources to help you have a almost a done for you business if you used everything, all the different workshops. There's whole weekend templates that for me, I have a Libra stellium and I like to be in my head and overthink things a lot. So it's super helpful to um, have an actual template of what I could do for a single hour-long workshop or weekend workshop or longer. And then as I've gotten more comfortable and confident, I've been able to make things my own. But if I'm like, oh, stuck on an idea for what to do, it's really nice to be able to have those resources to go look back on. And all of the playlists, we have so much music and like there's
Oh yeah.
so much, so
Right, I
much.
forgot to share any of that. So yes, like when I say we give you the templates and structures and systems so you don't have to recreate them, we've spent you know, tens of thousands of dollars and years creating them and mastering them. And that saves you so much time and so much money. And you have our full permission to make this stuff your own. I'm not a, it has to be exactly like this. No, I'm like, be an alchemist. Take what I teach you, use the templates, but then bring in your magic and help people specifically with it. We have people who have, you know, taken it and applied it to their business coaching with families. We have people who have, you know, brought it into their work with charitable organizations. It can go anywhere and everything. And it's so much fun. So I will also just wrap up by saying, like, we will offer this again next year. We enroll about once a year, but this is definitely the least expensive it will ever be. So if value is a concern for you, uh, hop in now, because I know that this is not the price that it will be next year. I've been given many signs. So I just wasn't going to change it this year because we were so close to launching. So um, yeah, I'm excited to begin. Like I said, we've got 2 weeks. Reach us, reach out to us if you need support with any of your questions or anything like that, or if you're curious about anything. I can't wait to begin. Nicole, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being with us live, and congrats to all the prize winners. I'll be reaching out to you with your info about how we can book in for everything. And yeah, if there are no questions here, I will leave it at that. But thank you so much for being here. Oh, I will also just share the Art of Facilitating Transformation group will be up for another like week and a half or so. And then the replays or everything's going to disappear. If you want access to the day 1 and day 2 replays, then you can purchase those for $22. But otherwise, they're going to be gone. And yeah, it's been an honor. It's been a pleasure. Keep in touch and keep pulling your cards. I'm going to throw up the next snapshot one of the elements right away here. So thanks so much, Nicole, and everybody. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Oh, and my daughter is bringing dried flower. Oh, that's the one thing. Oh my gosh, you're so bright. You know what I haven't even mentioned? You also get a bonus in-person weekend with us. Surprise! If you haven't done that, this is from last year's, or actually 2 years ago. This is the dried flowers from our no, not my wedding. This is from my transformational journey facilitator training. So she helps me out with my coaching and stuff all the time. So thank you for reminding people with that. And this is one that fell off. So it is an optional thing. If you can't fly in and you're across the globe, then you can do that. This little snotty one is home from school though, and I should probably spend some time with her. But thank you so much for reminding me, little squirrel girl. And we'll talk soon.
Tell her I sent her some messages.